what's going on in everyday world today. And as a result, I mean, we will always attract, because of the subject matters that we've chosen throughout our legacy, and we will always attract new people.
Donc la question était, c'est comment pour vous de jouer devant un public aussi jeune comme ça, et de voir ces jeunes qui viennent voir vos concerts. Ils disent que notre musique n'a pas vraiment est assez éternelle, donc les problèmes sont toujours les mêmes, donc notre musique est toujours valide de nos jours.
I wanted to talk about the things that you sing about, because it's not just about social issues. You also talk about the environment and things like that now, which is very poignant in this day and age. Why was that something that you wanted to introduce to your music?
Yeah, well, I mean, we had a song called Global Warning, which featured, it was about a woman actually that was trying to preserve the redwood trees in Northern California, and it was all about saving the environment. And we find it necessary because, I mean, if man wants to continue living, it has to preserve what we have around us. So we are about touching all the avenues, touching through all the sentiments that where man, you know, is in danger, so to speak, as far as our existence, as far as morality, as far as being civilized. You know, so we've touched subjects of racism, we've touched subjects of where there's continual wars, subjects of religion, we've touched subjects of all these facets we have touched subjects on. So environment, we come on board.
La question était, vous ne chantez pas seulement au sujet de problèmes sociaux, vous répondez aussi à un message au sujet du réchauffement climatique et de l'environnement. Qui disait qu'ils étaient impliqués dans une réserve d'arbres en Californie et que notre nature est en danger, mais ils parlent vraiment de toutes sortes de sujets dans leurs chansons, que ce soit de l'environnement ou de problèmes sociaux.
I want to ask a question, because just leading off from that, but it's not a pre-planned question, so with the translation we might not get a full translation, but it's just something that I'm interested in. You mentioned all the like political stuff, racism that you touched on, and it's not that you just touch on it in your music, but it's quite visual, it's quite impactful, it's not shying away, it's not tiptoeing around subjects. How do you get the strength to do that, given that sometimes these things there might be backlash, you know? Do you ever think about that, or how do you get the strength to just say what you want to say?
The backlash is, we thought about it all the time. Initially we didn't take on board any, we just thought there were songs, but when we saw the way people have been reacting to them over the years, we started to take note, well, wow, we do recognize there could be people that will be stupid enough to take certain steps further. And after all, they are songs, but they're also food for thought. One of our first times when we entered the United States, we were actually performing songs like Ku Klux Klan, wearing the hoods. And there was certain parts of the United States where people were very much touched by that, which, you know, and what was even more touching for them was the fact that we knew of their history and social background more than they realized, especially being blacks born in Britain. Because to begin with, many Americans didn't even realize there were black people in Britain, let alone expressing views that is about their causes. You see what I'm saying? Now, we've sort of gone 360 degrees where we're still talking about racism, but in regards to the administration, the police force that's there in the United States, for example, you know, the shooting of black youths that have taken place, especially during the Obama administration. And we've sort of uttered our views on that. We've had a lot of negative email from time to time, you know, about people saying, oh, you this and you that, and, you know, we heard a lot, but we've had more like a 98% positive feedback. But we do expect repercussions of some kind because we are living in a silly world right now, let's face it.
Donc la question était, vous parlez souvent de sujets qui sont un peu controversés ou qui sont difficiles à aborder. Comment est-ce que vous essayez de les pousser? Il dit qu'il faut prendre des risques, quitte à ce que les gens n'aiment pas forcément. Ils ont fait une chanson sur le Ku Klux Klan où beaucoup de gens ont été touchés, mais ils ont eu beaucoup aussi de problèmes en retour. Donc c'est toute une histoire de risques et juste de faire ce qu'ils ont vraiment envie de faire.
Over the years, you've moved around record labels, different record labels to release different musics, and then eventually you've also started your own record label. Is that something that, with your experience and hindsight, that you would recommend to other musicians coming up? What can you speak of about that? Is that a good? Is that something that people should be looking towards?
I believe it depends on the genre of music you're involved in. What I've experienced over the years, that when it came to reggae music, that the major labels in particular had no insight, vision, knowledge of marketing the music or understanding what the music represented. So we had a lot of problems going from top labels to other top labels and one label to the next. And they seemed to be very ignorant as far as marketing reggae music, and I thought that the same pattern of marketing would have suited our kind of music as regards to what they do in regards to R&B or rock or pop or any other type of music outside of reggae music, and it's a completely different ball game. For example, when we came on board, we were doing dub versions of songs, and the record labels could not fathom that ideology of doing versions with effects, not knowing that's what the music was founded upon. And it took a while, and I suggest that up-and-coming acts now, although times have changed, we don't have to rely on record labels anymore in the way that we did back in the day, because with the age of internet, one can go out there and do things themselves. So I would suggest that up-and-coming bands, if they're going to use labels, whether they're major or whatever, I would go the distribution approach, where where you don't sign your life away, your copyright's yours, you keep your rights to yourselves, and also you just have them marketing it and having it as more like almost like on a lease, so to speak, where they have a period of time to promote the songs, sell the songs, whatever, and then afterwards everything reverts back to the artist. And that's what we should have done, but that was not the climate at the time when we started out. And many bands can, during that period of time, ending up with meager percentages. And although records are selling at great volumes, the percentages were so meager that we did not see anything of it. So rule number one, once you're with your own label or you're having distribution, you're going to find that you might be selling far less, because the albums are not selling as much as they used to be in the past. But you'll find that you're selling far less, but you're getting a lot more because a lot more percentage put towards what you're selling.
Brilliant advice. Did you get that?
Yes.
Tu vois ce que je veux dire?
Oui, parfaitement. Merci. Au cours des années, vous avez beaucoup changé de label, puis finalement vous avez monté le vôtre. Est-ce que vous conseillez aux jeunes artistes de faire de même? Ça dépend du genre. Pour notre expérience, le reggae, les majors, les gros labels, c'était pas très pro, ils connaissaient pas vraiment comment ça marchait, c'était assez ignorant des façons de marketer le reggae. Dans d'autres styles, ça peut être différent. Par exemple, pour eux, le dub, c'était difficile de demander à leur label de sortir des versions dub. Ça dépend vraiment des styles. Donc c'est possible de faire de nos jours tout soi-même avec l'internet et tout ça. Il faut bien travailler sa distribution, garder ses droits et faire du marketing soi-même, mais tout est possible de nos jours.
I really love your website. I love the information on it, and I love the fact there's a section where we get to know the man behind the voice. We get to know your likes and your dislikes. I saw that you like table tennis, and the thing is, I wanted to tell you that earlier today I played Kimani Marley on a little bit of table tennis, and I won. And I would have challenged you today, but you've just come off stage, and I don't want to obviously make you look bad. Obviously, if I beat you, you just come off stage. But can you speak of any other things that you enjoy, any hobbies?
You would have made me look bad, because although it's something I love, I have not played it for quite some time. And I'm surprised about you beating Kimani Marley, especially the fact that his mother was a Jamaican champion. So that surprised me.
I think he let me win, actually, to be fair. He was very gentle on me.
I'm going to challenge him. I'm going to brush up and challenge him. But as far as hobbies, I mean, in my spare time, obviously I do a lot of reading. I do also, one of the pastimes I do is fine art painting. that's one of my, I say that's what I do more than anything else. And, you know, there's so many other things that bring it to mind right now. I got to be in emotions. But those, I say fine art is one of the things I'm into very much at the moment. And also going to museums whenever I get a chance. Yeah.
Donc la question était au sujet du ping-pong, il arrive à jouer du ping-pong, puis on a parlé de Kimani qui a joué contre Natalia tout à l'heure, mais ce soir, hélas, on va pas pouvoir le faire. J'ai lui demandé s'il avait d'autres hobbies, il a dit la lecture, les arts, il aime bien aller dans des musées.
Well, listen, it's been such a joy to talk to you today, and as being my final interview of the day and the final interview of Reggae Sanskar, it's just been such a blessing. Thank you so much,
Thank
David,
you.
for joining us. Everybody, David Hines.
All right.
Hey.
Ça va? Merci.